I'm Ellen Gormley. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different. Today we are doing a guided crochet meditation for the middle of the day. So you can use this video to either watch it or crochet along or play it in the background or allow it to give you a moment of stress relief at any time. Grab a pleasant feeling yarn and a pleasant feeling hook and get yourself ready to crochet if you're going to crochet along. If you just want to watch and listen and feel the rhythm of it so that you can begin to feel your day and your stresses just kind of evaporate for at least a few minutes, you are welcome to do that as well. So I grabbed this really soft yarn. It is a paint box yarn, Simply DK, and a hook to go along. And I'm double crocheting. I chained a whole bunch, and we're just doing solid double crochet. Now this yarn, go ahead and pick something from your stash, something pleasant if you're going to crochet along, and let this be your stress busting and stash busting project. So anytime you need a stress reliever, come back to this project, come back to this moment and this ball of yarn, and just double crochet without worry. You don't need to follow a pattern. It doesn't need to be right. It doesn't need to be wrong. Your stitches don't need to be counted. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be balanced. If you make a mistake, you don't have to fix it. The whole purpose of this project is to relax. So if you are relaxing, then you have done it right. If you are feeling stressed out, then it's time to release your expectations and just know that the whole point of this project is relaxation. So as we're going along, make sure that you relax your shoulders. Make sure you relax your jaw. Release any tension you have in your hands. Take deep breaths and let them out regularly. Stretch and stop and stretch if you need to, because we are just crocheting together today. Make sure that your room or wherever you are has the right temperature and you feel very comfortable. Be mindful of the air around you. Do you have a fan on? Is the air moving? Is the air still? Is it cool? Is it warm? Take a moment to feel any stress disappear as you exhale while you're crocheting. Check in with yourself occasionally to lower your shoulders. Slow down your stitches if necessary. If you get hung up on your yarn or make a mistake, don't let it bother you. Just pull back and keep going, or allow the mistake to just be there, because the whole point is stress reduction, not perfection. We may not end up with a finished project, but that is okay. All we are doing today is double crochet. So while you're crocheting or while you're listening, maybe roll your neck back and forth a little bit and release any tension you have in your neck. Make sure you keep your shoulders down and your shoulders away from your ears. If they keep creeping back up, just remind yourself to push them back down. There is no right or wrong way to work on this relaxation. Just keep coming back to breathing and relaxing and enjoying the feeling of the yarn going through your fingers. Notice how the yarn feels through your tension hand, where you can feel it sliding maybe through and around your pinky, as mine does, or maybe you hold your yarn in a different way and you feel the yarn flow through your fingers differently. Notice how the hook feels in your hand. Is it an aluminum hook and it might be cool, or it might be an aluminum hook and it might be warm because you've been using it? You might have a soft guard on your hook like I do, or you might have a wooden hook that has a different kind of smoothness. Pay attention to how the hook feels in your dominant hand. The yarn is flowing very, very smoothly. You feel very relaxed and calm. The rhythmic exercise of moving your hands is something that is very, very familiar to you. It's very comforting to you. You are really good at this. This is part of one of your favorite things, is crocheting and making projects for yourself, but for other people. And today you're just crocheting for stress relief. At some point, you might want to put your work down and extend your arms straight out and lift your fingertips back toward your body as if both hands together are pushing a heavy door away from you. The door is not too heavy. It is a little bit heavy, but you are able to push the door closed, and you can feel a little bit of tension in your wrists as you push the door closed away from you with both hands. And that stretch in your wrists will be comforting to you and will remind you to breathe. As you push the door closed, you are exhaling and pushing away all of the stress of the day. All of the stress is now behind that door, and you have a nice, open, comfortable room to relax and crochet for a few more minutes. You feel very comfortable in this room with the door closed. There's plenty of space around you and behind you and in front of you. The air is just perfect in here. It is not too hot. It is not too cold. You're just crocheting and breathing. And every once in a while, you remember to take a nice, long, deep breath. And every time you exhale, you feel your shoulders drop just a little bit more. You remember to unclench your jaw, remove any tension from your forehead or eyes. Don't squint or wince, but instead let your face feel soft and pleasant. Let your breathing go comfortable. If you can feel and hear the yarn moving through your hands, allow your yarn to make the sound of yarn being pulled through itself with a hook. If you drop the yarn, just take a second to refocus the hook back into the yarn and continue on. If you find your thoughts and stresses of the day creeping back in, just tell yourself, no, I'm going to think about my yarn for a few minutes. Push those worries and stresses aside. They can wait a couple more minutes and you can deal with them later. Right now, you're feeling the squishiness of the yarn. You're feeling the yarn slide through your tension hand. You're feeling the weight of the hook in your working hand. And you're hearing the soft whooshing of the yarn as it scrapes against itself and pulls through. It rubs gently against itself. It's very happy to be worked up into something and fulfill its potential of allowing you to be more relaxed today. Notice how the fabric is beginning to feel. It feels differently when the yarn is in a fabric than when the yarn is in a ball or when the yarn is just a single strand. But once you have woven it into a double crochet and the fabric begins to take some body and some shape, it actually feels slightly different. At some point, you might decide that you are very comfortable and want to close your eyes for just a few minutes and enjoy the peace of the sounds around you. Maybe there is some ambient noise that's happening. Maybe you can push that further into the background and focus on trying to hear the sound of the yarn pulling through the stitches, and let that be the soundtrack to your relaxation moment. It's rhythmic, it's predictable, it's comforting, and you are making it happen. You have the ability to create a calming moment for yourself at any time. You can come back and crochet for 5 minutes or 10 or 15 or more and just take a deep breath and focus on the yarn and the stitches and allow everything else to wait. Once you have felt your heart rate just really get in a nice, comfortable, even pattern, and your breathing is nice and easy, and you have kind of breathed in the scent of the yarn and exhaled out the tension of the day, you know that you can come back to crochet at any time for a little stress break. You can use this ball of yarn or a project, but whenever you choose to come back to this ball of yarn, this is your gift to yourself. A gift of relaxation, a gift of no expectations, a gift of a perfect, relaxing moment. For just these few moments, you are relaxed. Everything will find a way to work out. In this moment, you are taking control over your breathing and your muscle tension and your focus. These moments are for you. This is your yarn and your project and your moment to just be. When you feel ready to start refocusing back on the world, try to remember the feeling of your heart rate being slow and your shoulders being down and your face being relaxed as you go about the rest of your day. When you feel tension start creeping back in, close your eyes and let a flash of this moment pass through, a moment of calm and peace. And know that you can come back to your yarn when you have another couple of minutes. Start to pay attention to the room around you. the lighting, the ambient sounds around you, the feel of the chair or position that you're in. Bring about an awareness of your environment and decide that you will come back to a stress-relieving crochet moment another time. Thank you for listening. I hope you've had a relaxing and valuable use of your time.